Hi, I'm going to give you a tour of the JyOS API and how it feels like to use it in Visual Studio. Let's start by clicking on File, New Project. Let's pick the JyOS template and let's call it API Demo. So here's my project, but for now we're just going to focus on the main.js. And to start, I'm just going to wipe out this block of code. So right now I have my application name, my version, and a function main. Let's start by writing an alert statement and press F5. Here is the window JyOS console. You can note the IP, and now I'm going to switch to the iPhone. I'm going to show you the settings of the app. Here you can see I entered the IP of the PC, and now I can click on Load from Windows Console and the application is uploaded, and now by clicking I'm executing the app. Now we're back on the PC and we're going to start writing code. So let's close the console app. Let's give a name to my application, my app, and let's wipe this out. We're going to create the main table view of the application. Var main table view equal new, and I'm going to type JyOS followed by a dot. As you see, we have IntelliSense, and I can browse through the classes and objects of the namespace. Table view, I have the function constructor. So let's click on this. And here I'm going to enter the name of my table view, which is going to be main table view. And I'm going to enter a title. So for the title, let's call it my table view. Once I have a table view, let's now implement the load event that will be called when the table view is loaded. I can type this dot and the IntelliSense pop-up, and I can see the method available for the class table view. And in the load, we're going to first add a section, and here I'm going to enter a header. Let's call it quick form, and I'm going to enter a footer. Let's now add data to the table view. Adding data to a table view is like adding a control to a WinForm. The way we pass the control to the table view is by passing a JavaScript object. Let's now add a static text to the table view. The ID must be unique in the table view. This is all we need to display a text. And now we're going to call JyOS. The open method open the table view path as a parameter. Alright, we're done. Let's press run and let's go on the iPhone. I'm back on the iPhone and I'm going to click settings and then load from Win Console to upload the new version of the application. And here's my application and my table view. My title, my header, my footer, and then the static text. And if I click on it, nothing happened. Okay, I'm back on the PC and I'm just going to stop the console application, and now I'm going to continue to add more control to my table view. So let's add more control. What I'm going to do is, instead of passing one object, I'm going to pass an array. And here, what I'm going to do is type Boolean, and I'm going to call it citizen. And I'm going to type a text and the default value, which is going to be true. Right? And then I'm going to add another value. Let's add a list, which we're going to call state. Here we're going to add a message. That's going to be my default value. And here I'm going to enter a list of state. Obviously, you can enter any list of state. Let's click Settings, load from Window Console, and now we can execute the application. And here's my table view with my static text, my Boolean control, and my list. But what I really want to do now is do something with that information. So let's add an OK button. Let's go back here and let's add a button OK. So to add a button in the upper right corner, we're going to add a right bar button. I'm going to enter a text OK, and I'm going to enter a callback function, which will be called when we click on the OK button. In that function, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the data from the table view. And here, as you see, one more time, we have the IntelliSense where we can say get control data from the definition. So get data. The data is going to come as a JavaScript object. For each control, we will have the control ID, the control type, the data type, and the value. You can also notice that JyOS has support for JSON. Let's click Load from Win Console, and now let's run the application. As you see now, I have an OK button. And if I click on it, here's the data I'm getting. I can have, for example, my Boolean control, and I have the value, which is true. Let's now display the data in the table view in a proper way. The JavaScript class string is extended with few methods, including the format method, which allows to format string a little bit like the string.format in the .NET framework. Here, I won't have IntelliSense. After all, JavaScript is a dynamic language, and the IDE cannot guess what's in the object O. Let's upload the application. Let's run it. Okay, here my citizen control is true and my state is Massachusetts. And if I click OK, I have citizen equal true and state as Massachusetts. If I change it and now click OK again, I say citizen equal false, state equal New Hampshire. Now we could start adding feature like saving the data locally and retrieving the data when the application starts. We could also email the data or send the data to a server via an HTTP post. This is the JyOS API.